webcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at Ablesys. Welcome to the webinar. And we'll take a look at today's signals, intraday signals. We'll take a look at some longer term signals that Ablesys been given. And the market's been very, very quiet today. All of last week was to the VIX index, the VIX, which is the volatility index. It's down around 12, meaning you're not going to see a lot of movement in the market. And that means nobody can win any money if it doesn't move. It's got to have some kind of a little bit of a trend or some kind of movement up or down. And kind of quiet till toward the end of the day. Then there was a move. But generally speaking, you can tell. I mean, anybody who watches it every day, you could see the market movement is really, really flat, narrow trading range, and quiet. Yesterday turned out to be a fantastic day. Trading the E-mini NASDAQ using our signals, there was only 3 trades. So we've been recommending the 3-minute, 9-minute combination instead of the 1-3 because of the low volatility. So we go to a little higher time frame and it smoothens the chart out because it's just not moving. So the 3-9 has been really good. Yesterday's mini NASDAQ chart in the 3-9, it was three trades and it was 80 points profit. So it was a really, really good day. I had some great emails for some clients who made a lot of money. And all you do is just follow signals. All that's easier said than done because our emotions get into play. But anybody who had the discipline to do so and jumped on those the 2 big trends, boy, it was a real home run yesterday. We had a little bit of movement, and when you have movement, we're going to kill them. But when we don't, we're not going to win, nor is anybody else. But with the guidance chart, we've got the 2 time frames together, and that's of course gives us an advantage and keeps us out of a lot of choppiness and gives us a heads up when the market might be choppy and high risk. So really filtered out a lot of trading here today, and that was a big help. So let's jump in and take a look. I'm going to start with, as always, with a daily, weekly stock chart because Ablesys works just as well for longer term or swing trading stocks, and that's what we're going to look at first. So got Lockheed Martin up here. Interesting because we had a new buy signal come on it last week. But before that, we're always looking for blue bar, blue dot, and I'm talking about the small dots because they support, which stops the price from going lower, and a blue X. That's the higher time frame, and this is the daily, weekly. So the dots are the daily, the X's are the weekly. The price bars are the daily price bars. Green, of course, means sideways. Blue means uptrend, and red means downtrend. So we're looking for the combination of 3 indicators all to agree so that we stack the odds in our favor. So we want the first time we get a blue bar, a blue dot, and a blue X. The X's only come in once a week. So even though it's a couple days ago, it's still valid for that entire week. Here's your buy signal right there, a couple of months back, until we're finally stopped out right about there. That's a stop out. Now stops go a little bit under those small blue dots because that protects our money, blocks it from going lower. It's like a roadblock there. It's called support. As long as the dots are still there, we're good to stay in the trade. That means we're protected, we're good. With the stop loss always at the second lower blue dot below the price. So for example, when the price was here, there's the blue dot below it, there's where that stop loss would be. So now when the price was here on this day, there's the blue dot. Looks like we got stopped out right there. But that was a nice trade. Made quite a bit of money on that trade, especially if you like to trade options. We were in at 283, out at 298. It's a 15-point winner right there. Nice trade. No trade zone there. And here was the buy signal that I wanted to focus in on that came in last week and was still in that trade. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. That's a buy signal. You have to have all 3 indicators agree. Otherwise, no trade. For a short trade, red bar, red dot, red X. Well, we had the red bar and the red dot, didn't have the red X. This is a no trade zone. It means the probability is it's going to be sideways and choppy. And that's exactly what did happen. Looking forward, wow, the software picked it up perfect. That's exactly what did happen. So we're in this trade right now. We're in at 306 last week. We're at 310 right now. And our stop loss is right here at 300. So we've got just a little bit of money at risk. Again, this blue dot is slightly lower than that blue dot. So that's why we put the stop loss. Second lower small blue dot below the price. And it's the same colors and dots. It's the same rules, no matter what you trade, whether you trade stocks or futures or Forex. Same color, same dots. Whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, or a position trader, we're looking for blue bar, blue dot, blue X, red bar, red dot, red X. Put your stop losses in place. Move them up as the blue dots go up. Move them down as the red dots go down. Keep it simple. Let the software do all the work. Alan says crude had a real nice move. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Ken says mine has large dot and small dot. Okay, well, we make them X's, Ken, so I make the big dots X's. So not sure why yours wouldn't be X's. You might want to maybe re-download the software, or I believe you mentioned you wanted to talk tomorrow. I was just waiting to hear back from you. If that's the case, then I can help you with that tomorrow morning. But you want a big dot. Oh, you're using NinjaTrader. Okay, well then just switch the dot to an X. That's all that is. Inside of NinjaTrader, you're using a different platform. So if you're using NinjaTrader, then inside of Ninja, I believe it's in indicators on the right side. You scroll down, and where it says dot, you switch that to cross, and you'll get the X's. And you want to do that on the higher time frame. So if you're using, say, a 3-minute, 9-minute chart, which is what we recommend for day trading now, and you would, on the 9-minute dots, just make them crosses. If you're using daily, weekly, on the weekly dots, you make them crosses. So on the right side of Ninja, you would scroll down, and where it says dot, and again, that's only for the higher time frame, not for the lower. So the higher of the two time frames. If you're using a 1-3 on the 3-minute, you change the dot to a cross. Same thing on the, well, we don't use the 1-3 at the moment. We're using the 3-9 because of the very low volatility. Hope that helps. Yeah, and Ken, email back to me if speaking tomorrow morning is at that time. I email back to you if that works for you. I'll gladly call. Rick says, don't use the bottom of the bar on DW. Yes. Yeah, we can use the bottom of the bar. That'll be fine, Rick, on the daily weeklies. Let me just get over here. But for the daily weekly, you really want to give it a little bit more room to breathe. So we like to use we like to use just a little bit under the blue dots. You can use either one. If you're more comfortable with a tighter stop loss, that's perfectly fine to do that. But you probably want to use the bottom of the blue bar, the bottom of the blue dot, because you're not day trading in out quick. You want to really control your risk a little bit better. So we use the bottom of the bar, but you certainly can if you like to. It's just trader preference on that. You're welcome. Tom, your charts here are Ablesys charts. Yes, they are, Tom. Mike, once they introduce micro futures, would you suggest we stay on the higher time frame? Well, I don't believe it's not gonna change the price action, so we would stay the same. Yeah, that it's not gonna change, the volatility in the market or the way the price movement, which of course nobody can control. But that wouldn't change it. It would just trade that would just change how you might want to, the amount of money that you're trading, but it wouldn't change the price action. So we would keep everything the same. Okay, here's a 3-9, and I like to use a 1-minute chart also. I'm going to talk more about this in the advanced webinar on Thursday. Actually, I use a 1-minute, 2-minute, 3-minute combination. And I'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But let's just keep it simple for now. We're going to use a 1-minute time frame in conjunction with the 3-9. Really works well because you can see what's coming before it happens. Yet at the same time, the 1-minute, 3-minute it's a little too choppy right now because there's no movement in the market. It's so sideways, the market. I mean, it's just so flat. I mean, you can watch it for hours and it almost doesn't move. So the 1-minute is really helpful for the sweet spots. We do not get in a sweet spot. Let's say we get Let's say we got out of this trade right here. Here was an obvious buy signal, blue bar, blue dot, blue X. And let's say we exited that trade, because it looks like we might have actually. We might have been on the 2 green bar exit where we put our stop loss 1 point below the bottom of the 2 green bars. It just tightens up our stop loss to keep it a little bit closer. Let's just assume we were stopped out. Well, if we were, that would be a sweet spot to get right back in again. However, you have to check the 1-minute chart at that time, which is right in here. No trade. The 1-minute chart was on a sell with red dots above. So the point I'm making is, if you have a 3-9 sweet spot that you're looking to get in, check the 1-minute chart and make sure it has to agree. Meaning, if you it doesn't have to be the color of the bar, it's the dots, the small dots. If you have a small blue dot, like you would over here, you need to have a small blue dot on the 1 minute. So we're going down to a shorter time frame just to make sure that it agrees. If it doesn't, and by the way, twice today it did not, it saved us on 2 false signals. So that's really been a big help to keep us out of false sweet spots. By making sure that when you have a 3-9 agreement, you have to have a 1-minute chart also agree. It doesn't have to be a 1, 2, 3, just a plain 1-minute chart that I just put on the bottom of the 3-9. You have to just make sure that the small dot agrees. Meaning, if you're on a 1, you have the small blue dot, meaning you're in buy signal, because the small blue dot and the small red dot tells you if you're on a buy or a sell on the 1-minute chart. If you have a blue dot on the 3-minute, you just want to make sure you have a blue dot on the 1. And you did not have that twice today. Saved us on 2 sweet spots. Cool stuff. I'll get into this more on Thursday in the advanced webinar, where I'll show you how there's a little more thinking involved. It's not as mechanical because you're watching 2 charts at the same time. However, anybody who's a little disciplined and maybe a little more trading savvy, it'll really help a lot, because it'll keep you from getting into some potential false signals. It's cool stuff. I love watching the 1 minute. Again, I watched the 1, 2, 3 combination, and I'll talk about that on Thursday. But I like watching the 1, 2, 3 and a 3-9 at the same time. Not everybody can do that, but if you can, it's going to give you a big advantage. I don't want to open up a can of worms and have 1,000 emails and calls. How do I do that? I mean, that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I always try and keep it as simple as possible. So that's what, keep it real simple right now. You can use the 3-9, just use a 1-minute chart in conjunction with it, and just make sure that the 1 minute agrees with your 3-minute chart. Basically, that's what we're looking for. The 1 minute and the 3-minute have to agree, and of course, the 3 and the 9 have to agree. So basically, you got a 1 minute, a 3-minute, and a 9-minute in agreement. What is this doing? It's keeping us out of a lot of choppiness, because the market is extremely sideways and choppy. Extremely. Ken, can I show you what that worked today? Be a little more specific. I'm not sure what you mean. And again, I'll go over that one-on-one. You'll learn more in 15 minutes of you and I together tomorrow than you will watching 1,000 webinars. You can see you've got a buy signal here, as I'm pointing out. Another buy signal was right here. Just a bunch of break-even trades today. It was basically about a break-even day. We had a short trade here that worked out because we got stopped out right there, 1 point above the top of the higher of the 2 green bars. So that worked out. That was kind of a nice trade right in there. That worked out well. And the reason that you can take that trade at that time, besides having the red bar, red dot, red X, because sometimes that the red X and the blue X are flashing at that time. And I know I get 100 emails of the flashing. Well, now you've got the 1 minute. When you're using the 3-9, you've got the 1 minute and the 1 minute. If the 1 minute also has the red dots like the 3-minute, now you can get in on that flash. When it's flashing and the 1 minute agrees, you're good to go. And that's exactly what happened at that point right over there. That was nice. We nailed about 7 or 8 points at that time. So that was a nice little trade right at the end of the day. Of course, we had quite a bit of give back here, because it just, as soon as it went down and it made this double bottom right here, it just, boom, it just took off and went higher. Ken, just be more specific. When you said what worked today. And again, let's hold off till tomorrow, Ken, and when we do the one-on-one trading session. It's much easier when I'm one-on-one with you than, a forum of a whole bunch of people asking a lot of questions, and I've got a lot to get to. So I think that would be real helpful. Triple confirmation buy signal there. Turned out to be about a break even, maybe a point loss. And no, here was the sweet spot, and I believe that's what you're referring to, Ken. Here was the sweet spot that would have been a sweet spot because we were stopped out right here. Again, 1 point under the bot. Here's that second green bar in a row. We always use the 2 green bar exit. We put our stop loss 1 point under the lower of the 2 green bars. There at 10:38 Eastern. If we go back to 10:38 right here, on the 1 minute chart, you were on a sell signal. So we're not going to buy on the 3 minute chart if the 1 minute and even shorter time frame is on a sell. That's all it is. It's just kind of, common sense trading stuff. Obviously, you want the time frames to agree. If between the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 9 minute, if you have disagreement anywhere along the way, no trade. That's all it is. We just want the colors to match up. We've made it simple for everybody so that the colors match up. The colors have to match on all the time frames. Really cool stuff. Yeah, Michael Z, pretty cool, Ron. Yeah, it's good stuff. And you know me, I always want to make it better. I'm never satisfied, which is a good thing. Less trades, higher probability. Correct, Ken. Well said. It's exactly what it is. Less trades, higher probability. So cool stuff here, and I think you'll find it helpful. And that's all we're doing. Now, if you wanted to go RTY, I mentioned this, I think, last week, might have been 2 weeks ago, only because NQ and ES have been painfully slow and sideways. A little bit more movement has been coming in on RTY. So, that's another option when you have a really sideways, tight, narrow trading range like we had today on ES and NQ. Take a look at RTY. It was a little bit more trendy. There's a little bit more movement on it. Again, 3.9, and pop that 1 minute chart in there also, just to make sure that agrees too. It's filtering out it's filtering out some false signals that way on the sweet spots. On the 3.9, you'll always get the 1 minute agreement. When a 3 minute is on a buy or a sell, the 1 minute will always be. It really is helpful, especially on the sweet spots. Mike M says, we should keep it make sense. Thanks, Ron. You're welcome, Mike. So, cool stuff. We'll go over it a little more in depth on Thursday webinar. And, let me know what you think in the meantime. But otherwise, yesterday, fantastic. Just amazing day yesterday. It's just dream day. You wish every day could be like that. And today was the opposite. It was not the opposite. It was just, flat as can be. Here's yesterday's chart. It was crazy good. 80 points, which was nuts. That's $800 day NQ right there. $800 on NQ. Scary good. NQ's been a little more movement than ES. ES has just been ugly. We got a beautiful sell signal right there. Here's your stop out, a little bit above that second green bar in a row. First trade of the day was 30 points profit. Obvious no trade zone. Losing trade here. We gave back 7 points on that trade right there. And then we were back long again right there's your triple confirmation buy signal. And that was another 20 points right there for about 40, a little over 40. But I always take a couple points off slippage and just not everybody's going to get everything perfect. I can't either. It's an impossibility. But it was about a 40-point, day. That's $800 just trading one contract. So hope everybody caught a little piece of that yesterday. It was fun on the 3.9 NQ chart. So hope this helps. Doesn't matter if able trend, stock, futures, Forex, day trading, long-term, short-term. We've got the 1 month trial. Anybody who's not had a trial, and more importantly, you'll learn more in 15-minute one-on-one trading session with me, which I'll gladly offer that to you. I'm not selling anything. Don't be afraid of that. You already bought it. you already bought a trial. I'm just trying to be helpful. I like being helpful, and you'll learn more in the 15 minutes one-on-one trading session when we connect together, than you will watching 100 videos. So I'm just offering that to you, and I'm always glad to help, just as I would be, grateful and thankful if somebody offered help to me and I was on a 1-1 trial for something that was new to me. So hope this was helpful for you. Thanks everyone for being here. Oh yeah, good question. One last quick thing. Michael said no dead zone on the 3-minute chart. You're right, Michael Z. There's no dead zone. No dead zone on the 3-9 chart because there's very little trades. And quite frankly, the dead zone the last couple of weeks has been the best time to trade. So no dead zone. We're gonna skip the dead zone right now in this really low volatility. Trading is on for 6.5 hours Eastern time, from 9:30 to 4 o'clock, which is 6:30 to 1 Pacific. Hey, it's fair game any time during the day, obviously, as long as the signals match up and you have everything works. All right, good stuff, everyone. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.